The jealous friend. In the fast-growing city of Aduora, where old traditions still lived beside tall glass buildings, there was one event everyone waited for with beating hearts. It was called the bride choosing ceremony. Once every 10 years, the royal family opened the palace gates and invited young women from across the land. The prince would observe them quietly for many months, unseen, unheard, unnoticed. On the ceremonial day, he would choose one woman, not by beauty alone, but by character. No one ever knew who the prince was watching. No one ever knew whom he favored. And that mystery made the ceremony dangerous. Among the many young women of Aduora lived Amora and Lilian. They grew up together. They ate from the same bowl. They shared secrets under moonlight. But they were not the same inside. Amora was gentle. She spoke softly and listened more than she talked. She helped people without keeping count. When she smiled, it was honest. Lilian was clever and sharp. She dressed well and spoke boldly. People noticed her easily. She wanted admiration like air. They both dreamed of the ceremony, but for different reasons. Amora did not dream of becoming queen. She dreamed of changing her life, to support her aging mother, to build a better future. Lilian dreamed of power. She wanted the crown. She wanted to be seen. When the royal announcement came, calling eligible women to prepare, the whole city shook with excitement. Lilian screamed with joy. Amora stayed quiet. Unknown to both friends, a man had already noticed Amora. For months, the prince had walked Aduora in disguise, sometimes as a bookseller, sometimes as a mechanic, sometimes as a quiet passenger in public buses. He watched people when they did not know they were watched. He saw Amora give her lunch to a hungry child. He saw her return lost money without asking questions. He saw her calm angry people with gentle words. And he watched Lilian too. He saw how she smiled only when people were watching. He saw how she spoke sweetly, then spoke cruelly behind backs. He saw how envy followed her like a shadow. The prince said nothing. He waited. As the ceremony drew closer, women trained daily at the palace grounds. They were tested in speech, kindness, patience, wisdom, humility. Amora struggled at first. She was shy. She stumbled when speaking in public. Lilian shined brightly. People whispered, "That one will surely be chosen." Lilian noticed Amora improving slowly. Each day, Amora became more confident. That scared her. At night, Lilian lay awake, her thoughts burning. What if Amora outshines me? What if the prince sees her heart? Jealousy crept into her chest and made a home there. 3 days before the ceremony, Lilian visited Amora with a smile. "My sister," she said sweetly, "you look tired. You should rest before the big day." She offered Amora a herbal drink, claiming it would help her sleep. Amora trusted her. She drank it. That night, Amora collapsed. When she woke, she found herself locked inside an old storage room behind the palace kitchens. Her voice echoed. No one heard her screams. Lilian had planned everything. She spread a lie that Amora had fallen sick and withdrawn from the ceremony. People believed her. The day of the ceremony arrived. The day of choice. Drums thundered. Crowds gathered. The palace shone. Lilian stood proudly among the final candidates, dressed in gold and confidence. She smiled. She believed she had won. But the prince frowned. "Where is Amora?" he asked calmly. The elders exchanged looks. She withdrew, Lilian said quickly. The prince said nothing. He raised his hand. "I will not choose today," he announced. Gasps filled the air. "I will first seek the one whose place is empty." The hidden truth. Royal guards searched. They found Amora weak, trapped, shaking, but alive. The crowd was silent. Lilian's face drained of color. The prince stepped forward and removed his disguise, revealing himself for the first time to Amora. "I have watched you for a long time," he said softly. "You were always chosen." The truth spread like fire. Lilian fell to her knees. Her jealousy was revealed. Her lies exposed. Justice and choice. The elders spoke. "Betrayal is worse than failure," they said. Lilian was stripped of honor and sent away to live among strangers, carrying the weight of her actions. She did not die. But she lived with shame. The prince turned to Amora. Before the whole city, he asked her to walk beside him, not as a prize, but as a partner. Amora trembled. Then she smiled. The city learned that day. Envy digs pits that trap the digger. True character cannot be hidden. What is meant for you cannot be stolen. And so, Amora became queen, not because she fought, but because she stayed true. And the jealous friend learned too late that a borrowed crown never fits.